Alright, what's up guys? So, Wear Testers has uploaded the review and breakdown of the Air Jordan 40. Yeah, I seen when I think it was like what, maybe a couple of weeks ago they had posted. It was like, oh yeah, they're coming out with it and stuff. So it's like a first look reveal. And yeah, I was like, no, they actually look pretty nice. I think the last pair I got, it was dang, I can't remember which one it was, but they was like they did like a collaboration with Undefeated, and they had like this like camo look. It might have been the 38. I can't remember. I have to like look at the box again, and it's somewhere in this over in this region. I can't remember which one it was, but no, like the later Air Jordan models, they look nice. I just think that when it comes down to comfort, because yeah, that's one thing I'll say is that like my all-time like favorite are the 11s. So when I think of comfort, I think like, is it going to be better than the 11s? And those ones that I got where it has like that Undefeated collaboration, like they're okay, but after a while it's like, all right, I gotta take these off. Like I gotta hurry up, get to my destinations and things. And yeah, because I went out like exercising in them. They're good. It's just that, you know, after a while it's, yeah, it gets a little uncomfortable versus like 12 or not well, yeah, 12s too, but 11s, ones, like all those like original models. Yeah, it was like made back then where it's like, okay, like, you know, there wasn't, I think like nowadays like sneakers are being meant for like less like just, you know, on foot transportation. Like it's like, yeah, go to a meeting or to an event of some sorts, but after a while you are gonna have to take them off and things. So let's see what the 40s is gonna be like. You know, is it going to be more of a sports shoe, like, you know, you're gonna have to do like some athletic stuff in them? Or are you, because yeah, I think, yeah, you'll see where like some players, they'll sport them or like a specialized colorway. But anyways, with that being said, let's go ahead and get to this video. Make sure if you guys haven't, go subscribe to Wear Testers for more videos like this. And with that being said,
the time has finally come, even though it wasn't that long of a wait, but that's a hefty box. Oh man. Oh man. These are going to be awesome.
Come out with a different colorways and stuff, because that's one thing I'll say is that they don't come out with a lot of different colorways. So with these, I'm trying to see like green and black, red and black, like, you know, red, purple, yellow. Like I'm trying to see like a whole rainbow of like colorways for these shoes, because they'll do that. They'll come out with like red and white, and then that's it. That's the last time you'll see of that shoe. Nike, Jordan,
hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and breakdown on the Air Jordan 40, nice. The latest model within the long and storied,
like those them Comfort 11s they came out with a while back
from the Jordan brand. Now, before we jump right into these, we have collaborated with Series Player Only because I feel that they make the best basketball socks in the game. So what we've done is added our little touch to them with a really small but clean Wear Testers embroidered logo. They're all available now over at SeriesPlayerOnly.com. Now, the box right here is pretty interesting. It's a hefty box. It's really thick, but it's also kind of like simple and plain, obviously. Like it's just straight up all black. There's a red Jumpman on there. That's pretty much it. When you open up the box, it feels very premium inside. It actually reminds me a lot of the Air Jordan 23 box, even though it's not the same style of box, but it's, you know, got that flavor, that feel to it. When I opened it up, I'm like, oh man, this is awesome. And ever since I first saw these, I've been wanting to talk about all the little Easter eggs and things like that that's in them. So
get your special sock out, nerds. It's gonna get good.
There are lots of Air Jordan isms within this shoe, both from the team line and the main flagship line. So if you saw any of these models within this shoe, you'd be correct. First of which is the Jordan Team Strong Premier. Obviously, you could see that a little bit in here, and yeah, very loose, but it's there. Although I will say that that shoe does take inspiration from actual flagship models, like say the Air Jordan 20, which I also see in here a little bit, mostly at the heel. So having a team shoe
before my time, I was, you know, I got into sneakers kind of a little late into the game. I think it was, yeah, like late 2016. Early 2017, like that's when I'm like, okay, I found myself at multiple, well, no, it was 2016. And yeah, it was, you know, I found myself inside of sneaker stores a little bit more often than I usually
look kind of like flagship shoes, not anything like surprising there. They do have a little bit of the Air Jordan 21 flavor as far as the overall lines are concerned. And then if you were to look at the next model, like say the Air Jordan 22, you can kind of see that in here too. Like I was saying before, they're premium crafted, so like these feel awesome, much like the Air Jordan 23. Yes, they do look a little bit like the Air Jordan 2009. Fun fact, that was the first performance review on YouTube. Fun fact, that happened to be from this channel. They also are a little similar to something like, say, the Air Jordan 2010, which would have been really cool had they made this toe cap right here semi-independent. That would have been awesome. Some other team shoes that they semi look like is the Air Jordan 16.5. Now, as far as what they feature on the actual shoe, like what is definitely paying tribute to other Air Jordans that you can physically see on these things. On the sole, you got the Jumpman logo at the toe, and then the hand and ball does poke around the tip of the toe, much like the Air Jordan 12, while the rear of the shoe features a Nike Air Tab, something that was introduced on the Air Jordan 3, but then this particular colorway is done up in a white cement look with that splatter paint, something that was introduced in the Air Jordan 4. This little tiny line right here is from the Air Jordan 14. The collar itself is asymmetrical, so it's a low top on the lateral side, and then it's a mid top on the medial side, something that was introduced in the Air Jordan 13 and also used in the Air Jordan 14.
You usually see those with like those them like side Jordans where it's like the 6 rings, or those the like 2 trays that came out where it kind of like it looked like an 11 almost, but same with the 6s too. They kind of look like an 11, but they'll have like a massive collaboration with like different types of Jordans and stuff. So I guess like for somebody that's not into sneakers, you would see a pair of Jordans and be like, okay, well, those are 3 Jordans in one. Like, why not just get those? They're not the same as like the Air Jordan lineup. So yeah, there's like the Jordan lineup where it's just, you know, they'll like throw a like 2-3 pairs of shoes in the air, and then like or no, actually, you know what, I'm like, with that the Fly, put them in one of those machines, and then yeah, then just, you know, let it like transfer into whatever else. Dang, that's honestly, this like, now thinking about it, that's probably how they do make a lot of those different types of Jordans and stuff. And then yeah, with these, they was like, yeah, you know what, let's just like 17 through 23, you know, and then yeah, let's just like hand select like a bunch of like, just pretty much pick them out of that hat, put them off in that machine, see what happens.
Something else that was introduced on the Air Jordan 13 is an internal lacing system, which these guys have, so it's a hidden lacing system. It's supposed to bring the upper closer to your foot. The nylon lace loops that these are comprised of also pay tribute to the Air Jordan 10, so instead of them being all the way down on the exterior, they're all the way down on the interior. Also, like the Air Jordan 10, which this is loosely based off of, mostly in colorway, this is supposed to be like a representation of the steel Air Jordan 10s. This shoe does pay tribute to MJ's accolades, much like the outsole of the Air Jordan 10 does. It is a hidden feature though, so it's not as prominent like on the outsole. Instead, it's inside, in between each lacing nylon strand. There's a 1984 for the year that he was drafted. His first 3 championships back to back. Then moving on to the other side, you can see 1992, which is the year that he won Olympic gold, following up with the next 3 back-to-back championships that he ended his career with, or at least his career as a Chicago Bull. The tongue itself, as well as the laces, pay tribute.
For those I guess they don't know, he did come back, played, I think it was with the it was the Wizards, right? The Washington Wizards. I don't know how long that was. That was like during the time frame where I wasn't really, like, I was a kid, bro. Like, I was playing video games and writing letters to Santa. So like, Michael Jordan wasn't really, you know, on the top of my radar and stuff as a kid. But anyways,
to the reflective 3M mesh found on certain Air Jordan 13 colorways. Not only is it made of similar material, but it is also reflective as well. Now, the sidewalls of the tongue are something that you can't see, but it's a gusseted neoprene sleeve. It's made up just like the Air Jordan 7s. The tongue is inspired by the Air Jordan 5, not just in overall shape, but also the fact that it is 3M reflective as well. You can also slightly see a modified Air Jordan Wings logo on the tongue if you're to look closely at it.
I was looking, it's like that pattern, it looks familiar,
everywhere.
But okay.
On the insole, it states quality basketball products inspired by the greatest of all time. That is a loose tribute to the Air Jordan 12's heel, as well as the Air Jordan 11's tongue tag behind the tongue. The top-down view kind of reminds me a little bit of the Air Jordan 16, and then when you were to flip it over right here on the medial side, it seems like there's another tribute, or at least a loose one, to the Air Jordan 14 with the Air Scoop, but they also pay tribute to the Air Jordan 18 and its ventilation flap as well. It's literally the same exact material and that lenticular look. I'm really hoping I didn't forget anything. That was a lot. Oh, I did. And right here at the collar, there are some perforations there. That's
I'm like,
supposed
bro,
to help.
you guys gonna have to send a manual with this shoe, man. I'm like, you're trying to, cause yeah, if they like sent me out this shoe and they say like, yeah, you gotta like talk on it and then also talk on all the different like types of Jordans that were a part of this shoe. I'm like, well, how many, fam? It's literally every Air Jordan put together in one shoe. I'm like, okay, you guys gonna have to send me a manual. Like, you guys gonna have to send me like a manual that lets me know like where, because that's a lot to remember. I'm like, yeah, that's why with Wear Tester, you know, like when I try doing my sneaker review videos, he's somebody that I'm like, okay, like what would, like, you know how like what would Mike do, or I'm like, or you know, it's like, yeah, be like Mike and things. Yeah, I'm like, I gotta, like, you know, I try to like be like Wear Testers when I do my own sneaker review videos. Cause yeah, that's a lot to remember. I'm like, I wear the shoes one time and I'm like, okay, let me just go based off of that, you know, that wear and tear and stuff. But yeah, that I'm like, that's too much. I'm like, you guys gonna have to chill. I'm like, yeah, next year or whenever, yeah, the Air Jordan 41, like 3 Jordans minimum. It's like, yeah, you guys had like half the Air Jordan line in one shoe. That's too much, man.
Represent the Air Jordan
That's way
6,
too
and
much.
it's also reflected behind the perforations as well. Okay.
It's like, yeah, bro, that's
Oh my god.
So, those are all of the Air Jordanisms that I see in this shoe, but there could be more. If I missed any, sound off below and let me know what you see within the Air Jordan 40. Now, in terms of the way that they feel and what they offer, this traction feels awesome. I was using them on my little hardwood court over there, or hardwood floor of the stage that we use for our on-feet stuff, and it feels very similar to what the Air Jordan 39 basically offered. So I think that that outsole right here, or that translucent section, is going to work really well, much like those did. Something that I can already feel with these is stability. These are way more stable than the Air Jordan 39, and by way more, I mean like way more. Like, these are the way that a shoe should feel. You don't feel tippy or rocky or anything like that. They also extend right here at the lateral outrigger, so you got a nice wide stable base at the forefoot.
Okay.
This is perfect. The shoe itself does reuse the same cushioning as the Air Jordan 39, so we've got full-length Zoom X and then full-length Zoom. The difference is that they flip the placement of the Zoom Air, so instead of it being bottom-loaded, it's now top-loaded, and it's considered part of the Strobel, so it's a Zoom Strobel instead of just a Zoom unit. Same overall tech though, but with a much different feel. This feels way better, and I don't mean in the sense of bounciness, because I will say that if you're looking for just bounce, the 39 will feel better to you, but in terms of offering more of a balanced ride where you're getting all of the plush cushion underfoot with the Zoom, even more plushness and impact protection from the Zoom X, but all of which is wrapped within these rubber sidewalls, so you don't feel like you're about to roll into an ankle sprain despite them having that much cushion. You need a nice balance of like some firmness with all of this extra plush cushion, and that's what this guy
it's
offers.
like with those Achilles tears, it's like they it's something where I'm like, you know, I think that they need definitely much more better shoes. So yeah, it's like that's another thing where it's like you can't make a shoe like another shoe. So it's like, yeah, I would just recommend for like different brands that it's like take inspiration from a shoe where it's like, okay, like what year was there not like so many different Achilles tears and ruptures and stuff like that? Because yeah, it's like what this past season alone, it was like 3 major players. So yeah, it's like if it's I don't know. They do say it has a lot to do with like low top shoes, so that's why I'm like, yeah. I think if I were to make a basketball sneaker and it has to be like a sneaker that players can like, you know, wear actively on the court and stuff, yeah, it definitely would have to be like in a high top fashion, or a fashion where it's like it's very very stable to where it's just it would be impossible to like, you know, mess like any part of your leg up in that shoe. So but anyways,
It feels awesome. So this is the way that I wish the Air Jordan 39 felt, but I am glad that the Air Jordan 40 at least feels that way. The materials are just amazing. Like, this is something that I just love on any shoe, and the fact that this has the majority of the shoe built with premium leathers is something that I just really love. So the toe cap area is a really nice raw, very very fine cut nubuck. It's got this really nice soft feel to it, something that you would really notice if you were to touch the polyurethane coated like main leather build and then touch that stuff. You can just feel how like soft and plush it is, and that's great for flexibility. So this is going to offer less restriction and more mobility, whereas the white portions that you see are just a really nice
it's gonna be mad wrinkly when like after like some time of wearing it. Like, yeah, like give it, like if that's like your go-to basketball shoe, give it a year or two, yeah, it's gonna be definitely one of those shoes where, but I mean, I guess like if you have like a big lineup, or if you get multiple pairs, that's what I'm saying. They should come out with multiple colorways, so it's like it's a sneaker that sells. But it's like when you guys do that, you just come out with that one colorway, and I feel like, yeah, you know, people, they use that one particular shoe versus like, okay, like if I got like a massive arsenal of like different colorways of this particular shoe, like it has to be like the next Air Jordan 1, you know, like that's what I would be aiming for if I am like, okay, like we have a comfortable shoe, let's just stick with that, but a bunch of different colorways and stuff. So
but also polyurethane coated leather, so it feels super nice. And then all of that stuff is combined with synthetic materials, so it's not 100% like raw everything, and I think that's fine. So the eye stay that you see, basically the black section, and then the black section of the collar, that's synthetic nubuck, and the collar area is actually a separate component from the tongue, which is really interesting. It's also a separate component from the rest of the upper, so it's like you got a shell and then padding and structure within it. The entire shoe, like if you were to get it in hand and just feel it, not just on foot, but in hand, I think that a lot of people, if you actually appreciate footwear and appreciate craftsmanship and design, you're gonna like this. You can feel the love that was put into something like this, you know what I mean? Now, in terms of sizing, that's gonna be the tricky part. So if you're ordering online and you're not gonna be playing basketball in these, I can see a lot of people wanting to go up half a size. They fit really snug in the toe, also around the foot, and then you gotta be careful where the toe cap meets this little Air Jordan 14 like stitch point.
yeah, I'm like, hopefully, because there's this like really popular mall out here in Washington where I if I can, like, I probably am gonna get this colorway just because I really want to get this shoe, because now when I very first seen it, I was like, there's something about this shoe, it's something special. So yeah, I'm like, I think I am going to definitely try it on and see how it feels, like if I need to stay, like go true to size or go up half a size at these, because yeah, my feet, I have like some Mr. Fantastic feet. Like they'll stretch out, be nice, then like shrink up, and it's like, okay, what do you guys want to do? Like I'm like having like mental conversations with my feet, like, okay, what are we gonna do right now? Like you need to, because it's just too many. Like there's sizes of shoes that I have where it's like the lowest I think I've ever went to is like a 8.5, and then there's shoes I got where I have to like go all the way up to like a size 11. It's weird, man. Like my feet, they just be like playing mind games and stuff, and I'm like, man, can I just like stick to a size? So yeah, I definitely, hopefully they do have them in stores, so it's like it's a shoe that I could try on. And yeah, because it's sometimes you don't really see that too much, where it's like you have to like shoes like Air Jordan 40s and stuff like that. Because I think when I had got those them undefeated ones, like it was either the 38 37s, I think I did get them online. I don't remember going to the store and getting those. So but anyway,
you can actually feel that if your laces aren't loose enough while you're first putting your foot in there. So what I would do is just loosen them up as much as you can, pull your tongue up so that it like removes the sleeve bunching, and then start to like lace your shoes up and stuff like that, and then it'll relieve that little issue. At first I was like, oh crap, like I got a flawed pair or something where I could really feel it digging in the side of my foot. And then once I adjusted everything, it felt fine. If you're gonna be playing basketball in these, going true to size for most will work, but it will depend on the type of socks that you wear. If you wear really thick socks, you may wanna go up half a size. Like these are super snug, very tight. Will they break in with the leather being as nice as it is? I will say yes, but will they break in enough to make a nice accommodating performance fit? That's yet to be determined, so stay tuned. I will be playing in these and I'll give a performance review as soon as I can. Now, with all that being said, do we happen to have time for a user submitted question of the day?
A couple weeks back, we covered Shay's upcoming shoe with Converse. And so people have been discussing, this viewer included, but would you consider Shay an extended Nike athlete?
Technically, yes. He's a Converse athlete, first off. He is signed with Converse. However, Nike does own the Converse brand now, much like they own the majority.
I remember looking that up. I was on the Nike website and I seen Converse, and I had to like double look and be all like, okay, I know for a fact I typed up 4 letters. How did I end up in the Converse section? But you know, yeah, that was something I had seen years ago. That Converse is owned by Nike. So yeah, you know, it's for those that don't know. I guess like, yeah, if there's ever a time for you, I don't know how that would work though. If like, so like, let's say you buy a pair of Converse. And if you have like, yeah, if you have like a Nike receipt, then yeah, you should be able to like go up to like your local like Nike outlet or just overall like Nike store, and you should be able to get your money back. Like, so yeah, let's say if you buy a pair of Converse off of the Nike website, then you have like a scan thing where it's like, hey, I wanted to get my money back because like, yeah, like the size was off or they're uncomfortable. It's like, you know, somehow, some way, this pair of shoes got me or caused me to get into a car accident, that would be crazy. But anyways, but yeah, like let's say if you did want to get your money back, yeah, you should be able to go to a Nike store and get your money
Jordan
back.
brand, even though all three of these brands are managed separately. The difference though is that when you're a Nike affiliated brand, or what would they call it, like you're underneath the umbrella, an offshoot,
Like,
or if we're
it's
talking
like
in
Nike is like the parent company of that brand, but they are still their own brand.
like comic book movie terms, like a spin-off, you know what I mean? If you're a spin-off of the Nike brand, you are able to put your hands in the cookie jar essentially when it comes to tech. So that's why you're going to see a lot of Nike tech in Jordan brand shoes, or all tech is going to be Jordan brand. They're synonymous with one another at this point. And then same thing over at Converse. It's why you're seeing Nike Zoom and things like that within these shoes. It is one of the reasons why I questioned Nike doing the whole React thing, like naming it React. I was just like, bro, so we're never getting React juice. You know what I mean? Like to me, that's what that felt like. It's
Do
like
they
you're
even still make like, because I remember they were on like a run where they did like Nike React basketball, Nike React running, Nike React walking, Nike React Uber, Nike React like superhero. Like they were coming out with just a long list of like React shoes. I'm telling you right now, like I can't remember the last time like these are like another pair of shoes that they didn't do anymore, the Joyrides, where it had like the 1,000 beads at the bottom of it and stuff. So yeah, it's like Nike, they'll do like tech, and then after a while they just give up on it and stuff. And I was like, the Joyride, I thought those were sick. I was like, man, I would love to see multiple pairs of shoes of those, but yeah, it just seemed like that they just gave up after a while.
Racing Converse's React Juice history. Is that the case? I don't know. It's just what I initially felt when I first saw React foam. You know what I mean? I was like, what about Converse? You own that. The weird thing though is that if you are a Converse and Jordan brand athlete, you can wear Nike products, much like if you're a Nike athlete, you can also wear Converse and Jordan brand products. So if you were to ever see anybody that's like signed to either of these three brands, like if they're professional athletes and they're
was it LeBron where he wore? No, I don't think. No, it wasn't LeBron. It was somebody I seen where it's like they were signed with Nike, but they were wearing Jordans. And yeah, I was like, well, I mean, like, yeah, Nike used to release Air Jordans. It's just that Jordan had not so much as like copied this style, but like he released his own version of Jordans, because it was like, yeah, with the mids. I think it was like for it was like one pair of Bread 11s where it had, instead of the Nike branding, it had the Jordan branding. And yeah, it's like, so I mean, like, it's still, like I said, it's like a parent company, but they just, you know, got their kids, where it's like they spreading the word, you know, they keeping the legacy alive and stuff. But anyways, I think Converse though might be adopted. I think, yeah, with them, like, yeah, they were like that adopted that child that, you know, got welcomed into the home of Nike. But anyway,
they're casually just out and about, or they're walking through the tunnel or whatever it might be, and you see that they're wearing something from one of these three brands, is because they're allowed to. It's because they're cross-pollinating. So I would say, what was the main question? Is he a what?
Extended Nike athlete.
I would say in those terms, loosely, yes. But yeah, overall, the Air Jordan 40, I think is going to be awesome on court. I can already feel how much better, like just having them on, they are than the previous model. So that already gets me super excited. I really hope that they work out for me. Stay tuned for the upcoming performance review, and we will see you there. So until next time, guys, y'all have a good one.
yeah, hopefully there ain't no situation where it's like it's difficult to get these, because yeah, it's like that with some shoes. You'll look up and then just out of nowhere it's like they're gone. And so, oh, did they already come out? So dang, see, that's what I'm saying, bro. Oh, I wonder if goat might have them. Lunge was terror. Oh, I think they already had came out. Hold on for a second. Let me see if goat, because goat might have them. And yeah, because you know you're gonna have people on there where it's like, oh yeah, I gotta hurry up and run the goat and sell 282. Yeah, that's crazy, man. It's like I ain't trying to pay that much for that. And the shoes are like $205, I think. And oh yeah, I did see they were doing that. They were coming back out with the shatterboard, but sold out that fast, man. That's crazy. That is insane. They got like a Starfish Air Jordan 3. That looked nice. It's a women's release, but I'll still wear them. But anyways, yeah. Oh, that's like a Seattle colorway. It was these like low top Air Jordan 1s. I might have to cop those. It looked like the old like retro jerseys a little bit. Hold on for a second. Yeah, those are, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave that page open and stuff. See, man, that's the problem with like going and doing these videos, is that like you mess around with there's like another video that started playing, but yeah, it's like you be doing these videos and all of a sudden it's like you look up and see it, it's like, oh, that's a colorway I might end up getting. So but anyways, no, yeah, I am gonna try to get the Air Jordan 40s myself. I think once if they re-release them or release other colorways, then yeah, I'll definitely will try to get me a pair. If not that, then yeah, I guess just have to try my luck on a reselling website. But anyways, yeah, make sure if you guys haven't, go subscribe to Wear Testers for more videos like this. Like, subscribe to me too, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.